Riccardo, thank you for spending a few minutes with me.
Thank you, Rick.
One of the very first things I want to make it very clear to folks is that when GE acquired Avio Aero, there was a lot of talk about they're just going to be a supplier to GE. Not true. The desire from day one was that your business would be one that would grow its third-party relationships. And at the air show, our vice chairman, David Joyce, made the point that Avio Aero has grown the third-party business by more than 10%. So, Riccardo, tell me a little bit about the focus there and why you think that's been successful.
Well, I think at the very heart of this success is all the firepower that GE gave us in terms of adding technology, adding manufacturing capabilities. We have been investing close to $100 million every year since the acquisition in our facilities. Now, if you go there today and you see how they look compared to what they were, in many cases you hardly recognize these facilities. And we see it, our third-party customers see it as well.
Building and designing gearboxes is extremely challenging, right? I mean, it's one of the most difficult things on a jet engine.
It's complicated. First of all, a gearbox has in it could be 200, 300, 400 parts. So it's a small engine in itself, you know,
engine, right?
And we go all the way from building the single parts and putting it together, testing. So it's a very complex exercise.
Another subject, additive manufacturing. As we all know, GE has made a big move in additive manufacturing, but at Avio Aero, this has been a technology that you've been engaged in for a long time. At the air show, on the morning of the air show, our vice chairman and president, David Joyce, was quick to point out that Avio Aero is now building 3D printing low-pressure turbine blades made of titanium alumini, which is quite an accomplishment.
We started investing, cooperating with a small startups. Then we ended up forming a joint venture with and then acquiring. At that point, we were really juggling with two technologies, with laser and with electron beam. When GE came, it was quite quick for us to make a decision that the best thing was not to duplicate efforts and let Greg Morris and all and instead to do more the laser power and us focusing more on EBM. And then the great opportunity that I'm not sure if it would have come without GE came to play with the fifth and sixth stage of the GE9X, which is a huge challenge. You know, anyone thinks that buying a 3D printer is all it takes to print parts is far from true. On top of that, we had everything we are doing on additive repairs. So this is a technology that we love because of the potential that it has. We have opened an additive repair laboratory in Bari, inside the university, the Polytechnic.
Fantastic.
And we're really developing this technology that we hope very soon will be implementing. There is a huge fleet of engines that we think we can capture for repairs if you offer repairs that are not traditional. A lot of people can do traditional repairs. If we complement that capability with these additional additive repairs, then what we are doing, we are looking at mapping, if you take a blade, for example, mapping the part that has been possibly missing or eroded or whatever, and rebuilding, with depositing directly powder in the place where it is missing. This technology may change the world of repairs, and we are at the forefront of that race.
Another example of the stretch and reach of Avio Aero and the change with General Electric has been the fact that for the last 10 years, GE has made a huge commitment to Europe. The relationship with Avio Aero is a great example, but just in the last 2 years, we have launched a new advanced turboprop engine, which is going to be a big part of the activities involving Avio Aero. And tell me just a little bit about this. This is a very exciting very exciting program. The first new design engine of a turboprop in decades.
I mean, this is huge. You know, this is we are so proud of the fact that Brent Moutier and his team gave us the opportunity to help with the designing and engineering and of the engine. It is huge. Besides the fact that, as we all very well know, there is a 30% use of additive parts inside this engine. But for us, I mean, more than that, what has been really an epiphany is the fact that when we look around, we all of a sudden realize that there are 12,000 GE Aviation employees in Europe. 12,000. We are one of the biggest aviation company in Europe, and in the past, we're mostly operating as a single dots, you know, function by function, without able to put all these energy and competencies together. When we mapped out our technological capabilities here in Europe, we realized that there is the capability of doing a whole engine, and that's what we did with the
European engine for GE.
And then we realized that we were working in Brussels, inside the European institutions, as individual small players. And now all of a sudden, with the help of Peter Provitt and Chris Hannan in Brussels, all of a sudden we realized, wow, we can go there and sit at the table.
Well, Riccardo, thank you so much. We're going to wrap this up. You can see by example the dynamic changes underway with Avio Aero, and 5 to 10 years from now, it could be a radically different place.